I finally figured it out. I finally figured out what bothers me so much. What bothers me so much is that it's possible for thousands, if not 10,000 or more Americans to die, and for a huge portion of the country to be able to plausibly deny that it happened, and that it is still happening, and that there are still Americans who are stranded. There are still Americans who haven't been rescued, and we can all just go along like nothing's happened. Something changed in me when I figured that out. Something changed in me when I figured out that this can happen in broad daylight, and we can have political discussions about who's counting or who's not counting or who's reporting and who's not reporting, instead of just saying there is a raw fact that's happening here, and we can debate whether or not it's a fact. This is wild.
It's rough here, Bill. 25 degrees. The snow is coming down. 2 months after the storm, there are still 5,000 families in temporary hotels or inns. With Christmas coming up, Pinky Anderson said it's tough to explain to her daughter what their situation is.
She asks me every day, Mama, are we going to be in our home for Thanksgiving? No, honey. Mama, are we going to be in our home for Christmas? I don't think so. So, yeah. So it's my concern is for her. I can deal with it. But my concern is to see her heartbreaking, and it's been very difficult.
Open.
There's people that will never be found.
They'll never be found, or they'll wash up on the banks, 5 years from now.
And in this area, there was like houses that came from miles away.
Oh yeah, 10, 15, 20 miles away.
Wow. So the water was that powerful that it just
As you get down this river where it feeds into the lake, there's an area we call the stew pot. It's like a log jam, and it's just solid houses and logs all the way down to the bottom of the river, all the way across. You can't even see the water, and you can't even really search that effectively. It's just compressed all the way down. You can't get a diver in it, you can't get a boat in it. Something that people in the media haven't really touched on just because they don't know. It's not just about bringing them closure, but if you don't make a recovery, they're stuck in probate court for 3 years. They can't get a life insurance payout. So there's a lot more to it than just trying to bring their family member home and get them closure. And they can't move forward financially or any other way until they can get a death certificate. So we're just trying to get as much done as we can in the daylight in the next 2 weeks before it gets too cold and before we get a few feet of snow buried in the ground. And the dogs are out here in the cold all day too.
And all these groups are coming down here, and it's a nice thought.
Yeah.
And they're building these tiny homes that don't have to be inspected, so it's a shed with an outlet.
They do have to be inspected. We're finding that out. And in fact, we had a person to donate 100 of them down in Barnesville, and we got 25 of them put up, for people to live in, and which was better than the dirt.
Well, of course.
And so they were living in them, and the county comes in and says they won't pass inspection. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So we got 75 of them sitting down there that won't, that we can't do nothing with.
And we know I know like volunteers that have been coming in like every other week, every weekend, things like that are coming back, and they're bringing all this material, all these tools. They've got like already kits pretty much cut out.
Yeah.
To just put them together real quick, and I'm like, I've tried to tell them like people are not going to be able to live in these, and it's like maybe one person could live in there.
Yeah.
And it's
but
not
still,
living.
It's better than a tent. I mean,
it is better than a tent for sure.
Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Keep on bluffing, but I just can't win. Drown my sons, but they learn to swim.